But I wanted to get to a bigger point. Because the time comes, somewhat pun intended, for us to take the gloves off when it comes to Jake Paul.
After I beat Mike Tyson, the amount of people saying this is rigged was crazy.
And I can break his mentality, then I've broken Jake. So this is why it's going to be an interesting fight, because I just don't look at it from a physical standpoint.
StephenASmith reportedly reacted with disbelief after Mike Tyson and Anthony Joshua accused Jake Paul of attempting to influence fights through bribes. He said boxing has reached a critical breaking point and warned that the sport must put an end to these farcical spectacles. Smith argued that Paul treats bouts like prearranged business ventures rather than real competition, claiming such behavior disrespects genuine fighters and seriously harms boxing's credibility on a global stage.
The things that I'm talking about here. Boxing's a skill. Let me give y'all an example. Remember Francis Ngannou? Remember that monster? That Nigerian nightmare? Remember him? And then we saw him show up and show a little skill against Tyson Fury, who came there out of shape. What happened when he got into the ring with Anthony Joshua? He got put to sleep, much in the same way Nate Robinson got put to sleep. Boxing is a skill.
Anthony Joshua has made his position unmistakably clear. When questioned about going easy on Jake Paul or accepting special conditions, AJ shut it down immediately, stressing that he only fights for real. As a world champion, he emphasized that his legacy cannot be put at risk for gimmicks or scripted scenarios, making it clear he will never compromise the integrity of boxing for entertainment or money.
Jake, what I learned about Jake is, so when you look at the physicality stuff, and as you said, he's looking at my chest, I think Jake is someone where I got to beat him mentally because he's a mental person. This is my observation. A lot of what Jake's preparation is based around is not only the physical aspects of training, but the way he thinks, meditation, breath work. And if I can break his soul and I can break his mentality, then I've broken Jake. So this is why it's going to be an interesting fight, because I just don't look at it from a physical standpoint. I know the person that's in front of me, and I know that I got to break it. That's what I said, I got to take his soul. It's not just physical, I got to take your soul in the ring.
Only person that can do that is God.
I knew he was going to say that.
Is he f***ing with your brain?
No, I don't know. That's what I was going to ask, is how do you plan on doing that? Like, when is it going to start? I mean, obviously in the fight it's different, you know? But, I mean, when are you going to start taking it?
I've just seen in fights when I can see someone's, let's call it energy, frequency leaving their body. And that's what my goal is to do the same to you. You have that instinct. You can see it. When you're fighting, you can just see a small glimmer of someone that's just about to start fading. And then you just keep exploiting that, keep exploiting that until some people give up. Some people get knocked out. We'll figure out. But as I said, for me, it's not just going in there and being dominating physically. I want to break him down spiritually and mentally.
That's some deep boxing shit.
Mike Tyson reportedly claimed that Jake Paul tried to script parts of the fight, but insisted that money played no role in his decision. Tyson said he is already financially secure and that the bout could not have changed his lifestyle in any way. He explained that he returned to the ring for personal reasons alone, and according to reports, he firmly rejected any attempt to influence or control the outcome.
Away from. This fight is not going to change my lifestyle financially. I'm a fighter. I feel good. I can do it. I feel I can beat this guy.
Come on. Well, we're going to be in the building. I'm going to be there. Speaking of the exhibition with Roy, like, when that exhibition happened, man, I felt like it was two of my...
Joe Rogan points to what he sees as a clear pattern in Jake Paul's boxing career. He says Jake often selects opponents who may be larger in size, but are safer matchups from a strategic standpoint, suggesting these choices are deliberate rather than random. Rogan argues that such opponents bring huge attention and star power, benefiting Jake no matter the result. Citing Mike Tyson, he explains that legends draw massive audiences simply by entering the ring, shifting the focus from true competition to entertainment. According to Rogan, this dynamic makes the fights feel less authentic, with outcomes that often seem to favor Jake, leaving fans to wonder whether they are watching real contests or carefully orchestrated spectacles meant to boost profit and exposure.
with that guy.
Well, it's like Matt always says, play to your strengths.
Yeah,
no
but
doubt.
you know, you got to take that payday. I mean, what did he make out of that fight? He probably made $10 million or something.
Yeah,
and Jake Paul's very smart, man. Like he gets guys that he's bigger
than,
the only time
than.
he fought another boxer his size was Tom Fury, and he lost. Tom Fury,
good fight.
Tommy Fury,
very good fight. Very good fight. You know, I think he's like any other young up-and-coming boxer. It's just everybody dismisses him because he's a YouTuber.
For sure. It's easy to dismiss him, but I was there when he knocked out Tyron, and I was like, man, I'm done with this kid. I never wanted to corner another fight in my life, man. I was like, yo, he just knocked my boy flat out on his face.
Jake Paul rejects the accusations entirely, saying they are nothing more than made-up narratives driven by resentment toward his success. He argues that claims of scripted fights are an easy excuse for critics who refuse to acknowledge his development as a boxer. Jake points out that official boxing commissions regulate these events and would never permit any form of manipulation. He maintains that every opponent enters a ring by choice and that his wins come from hard training and preparation. In his view, the ongoing criticism only proves that he has shaken up the boxing world and forced traditional fans to face a new reality they are unwilling to accept.
Mike Tyson, the amount of people saying this is rigged was crazy. They like showed this clip of Mike Tyson going to swing at me with a left hook, and he like stopped doing it, but saw I had my right hand up. So he would have like swung like this, I catch it and shoot. He's leaning forward like I could have knocked him out. So that's why he stopped throwing it. And it's like they play this one clip and it has literally 50 million views on TikTok, but
the Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua fight immediately revealed a serious and dangerous mismatch. Former UFC champion Michael Bisping reacted forcefully, saying Jake Paul was nowhere near the level needed to compete with an elite heavyweight like Joshua. He described the bout as a harsh demonstration of true professional boxing, where timing, skill, and experience rule. Joshua's precise, powerful shots exposed a clear gap in class, and Bisping argued the outcome was unavoidable because Paul simply lacked the defense, tools, and ring awareness required to survive against a world-class boxer of that caliber.
No, that wasn't the case at all. What we saw, in my humble opinion, because I'm a big Anthony Joshua fan. Of course, I've been a supporter for the longest time. A rather lackluster, unmotivated Anthony Joshua that didn't look like he was being particularly nasty, right? Yeah, a lot of the time he was out of range, and okay, it is hard to land a shot on someone that's backing up and moving away the whole time. And there was a lot of times where he had him in the corner and he could have thrown a shot. And sometimes he was telegraphing his shots. And anytime he did go in to throw a punch, as I said before, Jake Paul would shoot in and turn it into a wrestling match. And even when he wasn't shooting in, he was clinching a lot. This is boxing. It's not MMA, as we know. The referee should have done a much better job of getting in there and separating them much, much faster. As I say, it was the 6th round. I think it was the 4th round he got dropped twice. In the 5th round, he got through it. In the 6th round, caught him with the jab, then a glancing right hook. He goes down, and that was that. That was all she wrote, right? I did a live. There was about 9,000 people watching at one point. Nobody was particularly enjoying the matchup. Listen, okay? I respect both men. I respect anyone really that steps into the ring, okay? And certainly going up against Anthony Joshua, that was a tall task, okay? You know, metaphorically and figuratively, right? It was a tall task. It was a big job. It was a tough opponent. It was a mismatch, and it was, right? Jake Paul never worried Anthony Joshua once. He never rung his bell. He never caused any damage. He never had him worried. He never did anything. It wasn't a fight. It was a display of how long can Jake Paul last? Can he run away long enough?
That wraps up today's video. Stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.